looks good. Okay. Sir, first and last name, spell both, and give me your official Coast Guard title, please.
Yep, my name is Petty Officer Second Class Joseph Wright, JOSEPHWRIGHT.
And where are you based, sir?
Small Boat Station, St. Petersburg.
Okay. So tell me about this rescue. I understand it was over the weekend. What happens when you guys get the call, and in this case, what happened when you got the call for this particular capsized boat?
Okay, it was Sunday afternoon. We have already launched for another case. We got redirected to this incident. A passing vessel called in and reported a capsized vessel with multiple people in the water. There was already a small craft advisory out that day because the water and the winds were so rough. So we had about a 10-mile transit to this position that they gave us. We made it there. We didn't have to search for long, luckily. We were able to locate them very quickly. We noticed that it was a capsized white vessel with about 7 people, only 2 of them wearing life jackets. At that time, we were able to go outside of the cabin of our boat, make contact with them, throw them a line. One by one, they were able to use that line to make it to our vessel. They were all very emotional. It was a very hectic situation, but slowly and steadily, we were able to get them from their capsized vessel onto our boat safely. One of the females that were on their vessel turned out to be 8 months pregnant.
Wow. It seemed like at the point of the rescue that the seas were pretty rough. Describe the conditions.
Yep. There was already a small craft advisory out. Seas were 6 to 8 feet with winds 20 to 25 knots sustained. So it was a rough situation for our 45-foot boat. I can't imagine what they were going through with their 20-foot center column.
Was the Coast Guard able to determine if or what played a role in the boat capsizing?
I do not have any information on that at this time. I don't know why. They said that it all happened very quickly from what I understand. They took water, and once they took water over their bow from just the rough seas, after that, very quickly, the boat capsized for them.
You'd mentioned that the 7 people were pulled into your boat one by one. What's that process like? And in this case, how long did it take?
Every situation is different. This one, we got on scene, we had to assess the situation and then determine what the best method to get them on our boat was. For us, it was throwing them a line, having one person hold onto that line while the other people use that line to pull themselves to our vessel. This one took a little bit longer than it normally would just because of the weather conditions. It was very rough. Some of them were honestly struggling to even get to us, but once they did, it was very emotional. They were all crying. It was very emotional. The first guy, as soon as we pulled him out of the water, the first thing he did was give me and the other guy that helped him out of the water a giant hug, but we had to tell him to keep moving because there were other people that we needed to get to safety. Every situation is different. This was a little bit longer just because of the weather conditions. I think that everybody on their boat was very lucky.
And you had mentioned one passenger was pregnant. Does that make the situation any different? Do you have to treat that person any differently?
Yeah, you do have to treat that person differently just because, like, picking them out of the water, you don't want to, you want to be a little bit gentle, or whether you want to get her off the boat first. Situations like that, it does make it a little different, but it's yeah.
What goes through your mind when you're part of this, and how many Coast Guard members were on your boat helping with the rescue?
We had 6 members on our boat. Luckily, because it took every one of us to do this, we did have the one guy that was able to get this all on footage to document it. But 6 members, one of them through the heaving line, me and another member pulling people out of the water, and then the one member driving the boat, which he did a great job navigating the boat to maintain that we were safe as well as the other people in the water were safe. Going through my head is just to get them to safety as fast as possible and as safely as possible.
And is it, I imagine it's really a treacherous and a dangerous job at times because the sea can be very unpredictable. And in this case, you said you were dealing with rough seas. Do you just kind of zero in to what you're doing, focus on that, and forget all else?
Well, you can't forget all else, because if you forget all else, that becomes a safety concern. You have to take into consideration all aspects of the rescue. Our main priority, though, was these people's safety while maintaining our own safety as well, which I think we did a great job at doing. We maintained the best possible rescue, in my opinion, to keep everybody safe, including the members on our vessel as well.
And finally, at the end of the day, it must be very, very gratifying for you and for those in the Coast Guard to help people in a time of distress like this. I imagine they'll look back on it and have quite the story, but also recount it as maybe one of the most perilous points of their lives.
Yes, this is one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever been a part of. These people were so emotional. They were so scared. They were out on their upside down vessel for over 3 hours in the water, and these crazy weather conditions. As soon as we got them on board, they were so thankful, so grateful. Each one of them was giving us a hug as we were pulling them out of the water, saying thank you. It was the most amazing experience. I'm so happy that we were able to get to these people in time. They were very lucky. It was just the most rewarding situation.
Do you think they had much more time on the overturned vessel?
It is hard to say. One of the people on board said that they were considering swimming to a range marker that they were able to see. That would have been the worst situation because these seas were just so rough. I'm not sure if they would have made it there. Luckily, he did not attempt to leave his vessel. I can only imagine what they were going through that day.
And you said 2 of the 7 had life jackets, correct?
That's correct.
I imagine your message, I mean, not to second guess these people, but your message to anyone in the public would be always have enough life jackets for as many people on board.
Yes, if I could get one message across, is to reinforce that life vests save lives, life jackets save lives. Not only having them on the boat for everybody, but having them readily accessible. Things on the water can go south very fast, and if everybody on this vessel wasn't able to grab one, so you need to have them readily accessible where you can get to them quickly in case of a situation like this where things go bad very quickly.
Thank you, sir. Anything else you'd like to add?
I think that's it.
Thanks. I will text you the story when we get it up on our website later.
Okay, I
So
appreciate it.
thanks for your time this morning, and thank you for your service as well.
Thank you. Thank you for your support.
Thank you. Take care. So
You too.
long. Bye.
Bye.